And welcome to Good News. So, what's been happening? Well, here's a tip. If you're live on air, careful what you say.
You're going to retire, Sarah Jane?
Yes, this is my last year skating.
It's a real shame, because I was thinking that... Did you see any potential in a threesome kind of thing?
That's nothing. Did you see George Osborne perving on Susanna Reid?
The Chancellor himself is here to tell us more.
Over on Midlands today, this lady wins my award for scariest close-up of the week.
Yes, Jeremy, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Now, a decision will be made in the next hour.
Did anyone else see that guy in the House of Commons giving advice on how to annoy a cat?
You get a bit of string, you lay it out on the floor, you give it a little twitch, and when the cat pounces, you pull it away.
Oh, lovely. And what do you do when you've caught him? So, what's been going on? Well, bad news for badgers.
A controversial badger cull gets underway today in parts of England to tackle the spread of tuberculosis in cattle.
This guy was delighted. Thousands of people marched through London to try and stop the cull, but the best thing, halfway through the march, the BNP tried to scare them off. And what happened to the BNP? They were chased through London by women dressed as badgers. How great is that? It's amazing. Huge skinhead bigots were frightened of this lot. It must have been so funny. No surrender, no surrender. Ah! Badger girls! They're black and white! I don't know whether to love them or hate them! What's black and white and red all over? A badger protester kicking the shit out of a racist. It wasn't just girls marching. Bill Oddie did an interview urging people to ban the cull. Unfortunately, he got so carried away, I think he had an orgasm live on air.
Thank you very much for joining us, Bill. First of all, what's your particular objection to this cull?
Mind you, no wonder he came. I think he was getting a reach around from a badger. The best thing, thanks to freeze frame technology, you can now spot the exact moment he climaxed. Oh. Oh. Geronimo! From badgers to the Messiah. Now, we all know Jesus has appeared in places before. Frying pan, takeaways, even dogs' arseholes. But it turns out, this time, he's really back.
There's a man living in rural Australia who claims that he is Jesus and his wife is Mary Magdalene.
I have very clear memories of the crucifixion, but it wasn't as harrowing for me as it was for Mary and others who were present.
An Aussie bloke claims he's Jesus. Can you turn water into wine? No, Foster's. Christianity, good call. Imagine the crucifixion, fellas. This is not what I meant when I said I wanted to get nailed. An Aussie Jesus. How great will the hymns be? Imagine that on Songs of Praise. Dance then, wherever you may be. Jesus Christ is now an Aussie. I'd get pissed up and I love a Barbie, and I cured myself when I got VD. It'll be amazing. Give me joy in my heart, I'm an Aussie. Give me joy in my heart, thank God. I got so pissed on a crate full of tinnies that I fucked my Auntie Carol's dog. It gets so much better. So what did he do before he realised he was Jesus? Was he a carpenter? Did he perform miracles? Oh, no. He used to work in IT. I am the Son of God. Yeah, Tony, just press Control-Alt-Delete. Maybe you should go back to IT. He's not exactly the greatest Jesus. Brilliant. Now, back in Blighty, while we're talking religion, don't you hate it when people interrupt the news with their preachy messages?
The idea that if Labour were to win power in 2015...
If you're going to heckle someone, do it properly.
The idea that if Labour were to win power in 2015...
Now, from religion to a truly terrifying story from Wales.
Now, an earthquake has been reported in the area around West Wales this morning.
Holy shit! An earthquake hit Wales! What kind of devastation did it cause?
We got a television at the end of the bed that nearly fell off its stand.
His telly nearly slipped! It gets worse! Look at this horror!
Everything was shaking, even the hangers in the wardrobe were shaking.
No! Her hangers were shaking! Do you know what that means? Her cardigans are slightly crumpled. Only in Wales. I love how tiny the complaints are. Just some bloke, it was terrifying. I was frying an egg. Next thing I knew, he was scrambled. It was the worst day of my life. I don't know why. There's nothing funnier than Welsh people complaining. I mean, have you heard? This guy moaning about his pizza is beautiful.
Good afternoon, you're through to the Asda service team. How can I help?
Hi, I'm really not happy. I'd like to make a complaint, please.
OK then, sir. What's this complaint about?
Well, listen, I've just bought a pizza in Asda's in Merthyr Tydfil. I've just got home. There's absolutely no topping on it. You know, that's my dinner for the night.
Right, there's no topping on it whatsoever?
No, just bread.
Just bread and tomato sauce?
No, not even tomato sauce, just bread.
Sorry about that, about if you could get back to store, they'll be able to exchange this for you.
Wait. Mate, sorry, I've opened it upside down.
Are you being serious?
Right.
Elsewhere this week, big showbiz news.
The Time Lords decided that time is up. The latest actor to play Doctor Who, Matt Smith, has announced he's quitting the series, saying, when you got to go, you got to go.
Matt Smith has quit as Doctor Who, so who will be the next Doctor? Well, there's been loads of rumours, but I happen to know who it's going to be.
I'm Doctor Who! Yeah!
Mind you, it wasn't all good news. A badger rocked up and went full Aussie on him. But luckily, thanks to freeze-frame technology, you can see the exact moment he climaxed. Oh! Geronimo! So what else is happening? Well, you can't move for stories about obesity.
There are calls for tougher restrictions on the food industry to try to curb obesity.
Obesity. Obesity.
Obesity.
Obesity.
Obesity.
Obesity. Britain is too fat and is getting fatter.
Put the cake down, you chunky gibbons! Probably a third of school kids are obese. You see the papers, it's appalling, it's shocking. And you're like, whoa, calm down. Not all of them are fat. Some of them are pregnant. Let's have a little bit of respect for the slags. I'm kind of joking, man. The whole obesity crisis is ridiculous, isn't it? Have you seen how the government are trying to deal with overweight kids?
TV chefs that cook unhealthy meals should be subjected to a 9 o'clock watershed.
That's right, they're going to put cookery shows on after 9 o'clock. What, they're going to have warnings? The following show contains butter. And scenes of a sugary nature. Mind you, if you think blaming TV chefs is mad, have a look at the way they're dealing with tubby kids in Australia.
A bootcamp for toddlers is being rolled out in childcare centres in the fight against childhood obesity.
They've got a toddler bootcamp. A toddler? How insane is that? Drop and give me 20.
But I can only count to 7.
All right, then, give me 5 chin-ups,
OK. 1. 2. I'm going to get a liquid arse any second here. 3.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? 3-year-olds going to a boot camp. Mind you, I would love to see their marching songs. Imagine that.
I'm dead strong, it makes me happy. Mama, come here and change my nappy. See my muscles start to jiggle. I kick the ass of Eagle Piggle. These fists could kill Jimmy Savile.
Toddler boot camp, it's crazy. Have you seen the exercises they make them do?
These tiny tots are put through their paces with bicep curls, sprints and star jumps.
Bicep curls, they're 3! The only exercise you should do when you're free is this. Yeah. When you're a toddler, you should be having fun, not down the gym. Also, how much would that weird you out? You're in the gym, there's a 3-year-old in the locker room.
Good workout.
That's his towel. That was his towel. So why are they doing it? Well, they reckon that toddlers are naturally good at sports, to which I say, bollocks.
That kid is shit.
Next up, over in America, meet a young man with a dream.
When Kyle McCabe had his aha moment on campus last year, he did what any entrepreneur would do. He set out to see if there was a need. McCabe's business model aims to fill a very specific market.
I'm the president of Condam.
That's short for Condom Ambulance,
which is an emergency contraceptive delivery service.
A few people applauding. Nice. He's selling condoms for money, so he's called his company Condam. Surely you call it Johnny Cash. Think it through. And if you start selling tampons, gash for gold. The point I'm making... Future break. I love the fact he puts a siren on his head. Hello! I'm the condom ambulance! How unromantic is that going to be? You're there with your girl, then he rocks out. Woo! Woo! Hello! I've got your Johnny! Do you want me to put it on? No! I want you to fuck off! Mind you, I'd rather use him than this guy's method.
I present to you the condom applicator slingshot gun.
Why is he laughing? I'll tell you why. Have you seen how he wants people to apply Johnnies?
You put this over it, and then you fire.
I think I speak for the nation when I say, fuck that! This guy sums it up best. Baby, I'm gonna make sweet love to you, just pass me the condom gun. Shall we just have a cuddle? The worst thing, can we have a look at the photo again? Look at that. I think he's nicked C-3PO's dick. From an evil condom to a magical discovery.
There's a mystery captivating lots of people in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. It's not a big mystery. In fact, it's a very, very small one.
Mm-hmm. This tiny door showed up about a week ago in the base of an elm tree on the park's concourse.
They found a door in a tree in America and it made the news. Now, I'd love it if they opened it and Osama bin Laden was inside. But the best bit, have you seen what Americans have been doing with this magical tree?
Like other things that show up in places they normally don't, people have come to see the door. Some leave notes.
I like cheesecake.
I like cheesecake and licking my own elbow. How pissed off would you be if you were living in that tree?
All right, we get it. You like fucking cheesecake. All right, Osama.
Over in Norway, a record's been broken.
A Norwegian crime writer has set the world record for the longest ever television interview. Hans Olaf Lahlum, journalist Mads Andersen chatted non-stop for more than 30 hours.
Now, it may have been the longest interview ever, but it's also fucking boring. If you're going to interview someone, then surely it's this next guy. Prepare yourself, my friends. This It's one of the most brilliantly surreal things I've ever seen.
What's your name?
My name? Oh, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, you know, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So is the church and state supposed to be separate? I'm confused because I never went to school.
He never went to school. All she asked him was, what's your name? There's more. There's so much more. Feast your eyes on this.
So, why am I afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? You figure it out. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to Waterloo where the vampires hang out. And I'm gonna wear my sunglasses at night. You know why? Because women show their tits, have short skirts, and then they feel violated when I look at them. Why? Because I have sunglasses on and I'm weird.
Vampires, tits, boogeymen. He's a genius. And just when you think it can't get any madder, look how he ends the interview.
Where are the bums? There's no bums here. Toronto doesn't have bums. But Waterloo, they're creating bums. They created me. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's the church. Talk to the Pope. He knows everything. I had it. I'm gonna die. How can you die when you're dead? Oh, wait a second. I'm gonna be crucified, right? I'm not gonna raise my voice.
Now, this is the part of the show I genuinely don't know anything about. There's going to be a mystery guest who's been in the news, and I have to figure out who that person is. So please welcome my mystery guest. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. My name's Russell.
I'm Dominique.
Hey, Dominique. Nice to meet you. So, we would appear to be in a sort of a travel agent.
Yes, we are.
OK. Is it something to do with travelling?
Kind of. No, I'm not a travel agent.
You're not a travel agent?
No.
Why are you here?
Do you need a clue?
Yeah.
Do you want to stand up?
Yes. What's going to happen to me? Stand up? Am I going to get spanked or some shit?
I'm quite tall.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're quite tall. So, and there's a basketball there.
Yes.
So I'm going to put 2 and 2 together.
Yes.
And say that you throw basketballs at midgets.
No.
Have you ever done that?
No, that's horrible. I would never do that.
If I were to give you £100,000, would you pick up a midget and slam dunk him?
No.
200,000.
No.
Ah, no, so are you a basketball player?
Yes.
Fantastic. So why were you in the news specifically?
Well, I'm part of the GB women's basketball team that went to London 2012, and now we're working towards going to Rio in 2016.
How long have you been into basketball?
I started when I was about 10 or 11. Yeah,
Right.
I was pretty big, so it was kind of like, yeah, you have to play basketball.
So are you taller than your dad?
My dad's 6'8".
Oh, that would have been... I had an image then of, like, your dad being like a little fella and you go, that's what time it is!
No.
Can you beat your dad at basketball?
I think so, yeah.
Is he watching today? I bet he's really furious at home.
He's actually in the audience
Is
right
he?
over there, yeah.
Hey, man, how are you? I can just see your hand. How is it? Hey, man. So, here's a question, actually. So if you're playing female basketball, do you have male cheerleaders?
No.
You should have that.
I think we should start that,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah.
Does that thing not put you off when they go, nah, 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 because it's like, fucking hurry up now, we're getting a bit bored. When did that start? It must really freak you out. Did they originally get a few ducks in? That's making it a bit easier.
I think you try and block it out a little bit and, you know, get your game face on, you focus.
What is your
a
game
little bit.
face? Throw your game face at me. Oh, nice. No.
Are you scared?
No, I was actually, yeah. It was scary and arousing at the same time. It was lovely. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, that's the trick. Try and flirt with the lady who's got a 6'8" dad. Are we going to play basketball, you and me?
Yes,
You're going to
show you a few
absolutely
things.
destroy me. It's going to be
No,
amazing.
I'm going to take it slow to begin with, you know, ease it a little bit. Sorry, Dad.
That was her. That was nothing to do with me. That was nothing to do with me. I can feel these eyes just burning into me. Right, let's go do it. Now, I've looked at myself, and I look like I'm trying to advertise a gay sex line.
I think you look pretty good.
Right then, what are we going to do?
OK, first of all, we're going to start off with some dribbling.
Nice.
So, copy what I do. So, right hand, nice and simple. Cross over to your left hand. Nice. Don't look at the ball. Try not to look at the ball.
It's really hard.
OK, now we're going to try 2 balls. Reckon you could do alternating?
No.
Next thing I want to teach you is just simple passing stuff. So if you could
Can you
stop
do this?
kicking the ball.
Sorry.
Thank you. OK, so
Yes.
simple chest pass.
It's so powerful.
OK, now bounce pass.
Nice.
Are you trying to kill me?
Oh, nice. Was that a burp? Lovely.
Do not put that on TV.
Wait.
OK, I'm going to bring out some of my teammates, Z and Ella, to play some defense on you.
Son of a bitch.
OK, so we're going to play 2-on-2.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
2-on-2.
2-on-2.
We can do these.
We're one team. They're going to play defense.
Lovely.
You ready?
Yep.
So get past us. First one to score.
The basket.
Go this way, this way.
Come on.
Oh, we're going to be here for a long time. Oh.
Listen, you got a breath. Maybe get right under the basket and then
Yeah.
try
Pull
to
that
shoot
way.
over one of us.
You've got to score.
Whoa.
Shoot, shoot.
Incredible. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, the ladies from Team GB basketball team. Next up. Now, you may think you've got a weird hobby, but it's got nothing on this lady.
It's a comforting feeling. Her fur is such an interesting texture. It's so soft and puffy and like cotton candy.
15 years ago, Lisa began eating cat hair as a way to feel closer to her pets.
She eats cat hair? If you want to be close to your pet, give him a cuddle. Don't fucking eat it. Christ, her turds must look like baby Wookiees. Have a look at the clip again. I love the look the cat gives to the camera. Look at his face. He's clearly going, are you not getting this? Baby doll, crazy. She doesn't just eat cat hair, she takes it a stage further.
I groom my cat with my tongue like a mama cat would do to her kitten. Are you my good girl?
Oh! He's a cat, he's not a lollipop. If she carries on like that, he'll look like this.
Poor cat, I would commit suicide, but I've got 9 lives. It'll take fucking ages!
Do you know what I'd do? Honestly, do you know what I'd do if I were that cat before I got in? I'd just roll around in shit.
Lick me now, you crazy bitch!
Mind you, she isn't the only one with a freaky habit. Have you heard about Miley in class? Miley in class said this week, I made everyone try my breast milk. Everyone! You're telling me it was everyone.
Hey, Miley!
And it didn't end there. You'll never guess what, right? A bloody badger rocked up. And thanks to freeze frame technology, You can see what happened. Oh. Oh! Geronimo! Did you see what Miley said in her defence? Come on, it's normal. It tastes just like those probiotic yogurt drinks. What, are they going to have adverts? Miley. I guarantee you'll be saying that tomorrow. It's so catchy. Miley. Next up, a story about a community. This is so lovely. Coming together to make one little girl's day.
Sometimes all it takes is just one act of kindness to make a difference. For a little girl in Virginia battling brain cancer, that played out like a fairy tale. 8-year-old Tara is in the middle of a more than a year-long round of chemo. After telling people she'd always dreamt of being a princess, Prince Charming stopped by her house. She put on a princess gown and was driven in a horse-drawn carriage all throughout her neighborhood.
She was laying on my arm and she said, "You know, Tom, my dream is to be a princess." And I said to myself, we're going to make that dream come true.
This guy posted on Reddit, you know, asking for a flash mob to have all these people cheer on and stuff.
Close to 1,000 people, most of which were complete strangers, showed up, lined the streets, all there just to cheer her on.
We heard about this great event, and my husband immediately made a sign.
Wow, this is awesome. I never knew I was going to be able to see this. This is a surprise. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Love you, Princess Sarah!
How lovely is that? Next up, it's time for my stand-up guest. You're in for a real treat. He's really funny. You may have seen him on Have I Got News For You. So please welcome the brilliant Mr. Matt Ford!
Thank you very much. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Ford. Good evening. I have a confession to make at the start. I'm a fan of politics. I know it's sad, but I enjoy watching Prime Minister's Question Time. I don't know if anyone else enjoys watching it. And what I thought I'd like to do this evening is recreate the magic of the House of Commons right here live for you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, entry-level behaviour in the House of Commons, if you haven't seen it, is when an MP says something that others agree with, MPs make this noise. They go, yeah. I'm sure you can all try that. I'll say something that you could barely disagree with, and if you all join in, we'll recreate the magic of Parliament. And, Mr. Speaker, it's long overdue in this country that we had a 2-day working week and a 5-day weekend. Feels good, doesn't it? It'd be great to be an MP. You understand how fun it is now, right, guys? Great, isn't it? Now, that's entry level. You all did very well. Do join in at home. And the other noise to make is one of disagreement, of course. It's one MPs frequently make. So it's something like people go, rubbish, 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 just like being an extra in the Queen Vic. At the wrong end of the bar. So I'll say something now perhaps that you might disagree with, and all just join in afterwards. So I'd say something like, and Mr. Speaker, it's long overdue that we brought in 100% income tax on everyone earning over £6,000 a year. Ooh, tension in the Commons. What a thrilling night it is here in Parliament. Does it feel good? One of my favourite things that happens in Parliament, however, when you get this barracking atmosphere, is when MPs will barrack a particular member of Parliament, and it's only when they're halfway through a question that everyone else realises, shit, this is serious. Now, I want you to all join in with this. I think you'll find the natural flow of when it is you're meant to stop and realise at this moment. It happened just the other week. There's always an MP. There's an MP called Julian Hubbard this sometimes happens to, and they'll ask a serious question. So what I want you to do is just heckle me from the outset and while I'm speaking, and you'll find, I think, in my question to the Prime Minister, the point at which you should probably stop heckling. And when this happens, it's electric on TV, all right? So start heckling me, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Matthew Ford. Well, what the party opposite don't realise, the party opposite, Mr. Speaker, is that a family in my constituency were murdered this week. Amazing when that happens. Just seeing loads of MPs go, oh, shit. Oh, God. Remarkable television. I think that sort of thing is exciting. That's what I like to see in politics. But a Labour MP recently said that she didn't think people watched Prime Minister's Question Time because it was too much like Jeremy Kyle. I don't think I've ever turned on Prime Minister's Question Time and seen David Cameron go, and Mr. Speaker, the reason why no one will ever trust the Labour Party again on the economy is because Ed Miliband, the Right Honourable Member's mother, is a slag. Yeah. Just seeing Ed Miliband go, it's you know, why lie? Don't touch me. Why lie? It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? For me, Ed Miliband, if he wants to be Prime Minister, has to answer 3 massive questions. 1, how do you deliver social justice in an era where there isn't enough public cash? 2, how does Britain compete with the emerging markets of Japan, Brazil and Argentina? And 3, what the hell is that voice all about, mate? Sounds like Tony Blair with a cold. Tony Blair would talk like that. Well, look, let's talk about it. And as the years went by and his nose got more bugged up, it's come on. I want to talk about it too. Come on, guys, look, I want to talk about what's going on. Come on. Look, these are big issues, I know. It's not a leader's voice, is it? And you hear Labour MPs saying, all he needs is a bit of media training. Have you ever been on a workplace training programme? You don't learn anything. Because the only reason you go is, doesn't mean I can leave work at 4. There's someone I fancy going on there. And will there be those M&S buckets of flapjack bites? Does anyone ever goes on a course? You're not going to go on a course and come back a changed man. You're not going to be there one week going, hey, guys, come on. Look, I want to talk about that. No, please. Go off on a course and come back the following week. Hello, ladies. I'm Ed Miliband. What's that? It's a hook for your knickers. I'm Ed Miliband. And it's not going to happen, sadly. Sadly not going to happen. He did an appalling radio interview recently where he's asked 13 times about Labour's spending plans, couldn't admit that they'd want to borrow more. Then he was asked what I would call an open goal question. The interviewer said to him, oh, well, Ed, you're going up and down the country. What are the major issues that people are asking you? Now, that is an open goal for him to say, well, look, you know what people are asking me? They're asking me... It's just a voice alone. He said, no... You know what people are asking me? They're saying, in difficult times, how can I afford to pay the bills and pay the mortgage? They're asking me why a government isn't on their side in difficult times. They're asking me, what sort of schools will their children be able to go to? You know, hit the government hard on areas where they're failing. Do you know what he said? He went, I get asked a lot of questions. One the other day was, someone asked me what I thought about the price of a first-class stamp going up to 60p. That's the big issue of the day, is it, Ed? Mass unemployment and you're banging on about a postage stamp? What on earth? God forbid he gets to the next election. Ladies and gentlemen, this election is about 3 major issues. It's about crime, it's about the economy, and it's about ending once and for all the scandal of Kinder eggs sold without any toys inside. Come on! It's serious out there. One MP who, to be fair, has given more than his fair share of entertainment this year is Chris Hoon. He ended up in prison for lying about giving his wife speeding points. He then cheated on his wife, and she went to the papers, and then they both went to prison. It was a remarkable fall from grace. I'm a Labour supporter, right? I mean, my idol was Gordon Ramsay. And I think it's a real shame that while Chris Hoon was in prison, they didn't make the second series of Gordon Behind Bars. If you didn't see the first series, it's Gordon Ramsay cooking with prisoners. It's an amazing TV show. I think Gordon Ramsay's the sort of guy that should be there to take men like Chris Hoon down a notch or two. Because he tells it like it is, doesn't it? Chris, that beef burger is awful. Marks out of 10, I give it 3. And don't give those points to your fucking wife. You tell him, Gordon. You tell him. You're great, isn't it? Europe is a major issue now, facing all the major parties, because what David Cameron has done is said that we're going to have a referendum on our membership of the European Union. The only catch is, it's going to be in the next 4 years, and he can't tell us which way he is going to vote yet. It just seems bizarre. It's the sort of panicked leadership you see in week 6 of The Apprentice. It's a guy who's been in the boardroom the week before and gone, please, Sir Alan, let me be team leader next week, and I swear to you I won't fail this task. I swear to you. He's ended up leading the Europe task. He's failed. He gets hauled into the boardroom. Knowing him, he'd taken someone popular like William Hague as well. Try and get him knifed. You can just imagine him there going, oh, Sir Alan, yeah, I know technically I was supposed to lead on the Europe task, but I thought William was in charge of the whole messaging. Just imagine poor William Hague there going, "Don't look at me. The last time I took a lead on Europe, we got fucking battered." The media doesn't help us in this country, does it? I love Sky News, and I love the way that if they talk like this, it sounds like news is happening live on Sky. That voice of authority, it's incredible. They do this thing as well now. On Sky, they do this. I don't know why they do this. Good evening, you're watching Sky News live at 5. Keep those emails coming in, news@sky.com. Why do people need to get involved in the news? And it's always inane stuff, isn't it? It's always stuff like, good evening, you're watching Sky News live at 5. Keep those emails coming in. Danielle in Leicester says, I think the government have got it wrong on fuel tax. Dave in Derby says, I think the government have got it right with petrol pricing. Keep those emails coming in live at Sky. It's just rubbish. And it's just total nonsense, because have you been on the internet? Have you seen what people are like out there? People are mad. People are angry. Read the comments on the Daily Mail website. There's no way that only normal people are emailing Sky News. I think for one night, they should just read out all the weird ones. Just to satisfy me. I would love to turn on Sky News. Good evening, you're watching Sky News live at 5. Keep those emails coming in. John in London says, I'm not being sexist. I think that the two sexes excel at different tasks. Men excel in intellectual and leadership roles. Women excel at pottering. Janice in Newcastle says, this country's recreation parks are a mess. There are too many Jews in this country. And Gary in Hereford says, help. Gay people are now spreading to the countryside. Keep those emails coming in. News@sky.com. It'd be great, wouldn't it? I'd watch it every night. Now, it would be remiss of me to talk about politics and not talk about Nick Clegg, a man that gets my goat even more than Ed Miliband, partly because of the way that Nick Clegg speaks in that way, putting in pauses to make it sound as if though what he's saying is relevant. Just talk normally. I saw him tell a joke at the Lib Dem Spring Conference. This is how naff he is. He went, you know, the Conservative Party is a bit like a shopping trolley. You try and push it forward, but it veers off to the right. Meh. Great gag, Nick. Keep up the good work, mate. So, by the way, if the Tory Party is a shopping trolley, you're the pillock sat in the baby seat. If the Tory Party is a shopping trolley, the Lib Dems are probably just a bag for life. Good for the environment, and everyone forgets about you anyway in the end. What matters, the reason why Nick Clegg mainly frustrates me is because the way he speaks, that gets to the heart of the problem. Sometimes politics needs flashes of colour, and it's not always about what you're saying, it's about the way you say it. And to demonstrate this point, I would like to read aloud from the seminal political text, The House at Pooh Corner by A.A. Milne. Now, there are two oratorical styles that I believe are the best styles for delivering politics. One is the Tony Blair. He was a phenomenal orator. Stuff like this. So he does the big stuff. Like this. And then makes it personal. Oh. Gets you, doesn't it? Really gets you. And the other is the generic Northern Union rep. Now, I'll come on to him in a minute. I'll do it, firstly, as Nick Clegg. So I'll read out this passage, and you'll see that these words literally fail to leap off the page. As it happened, it was Rabbit who saw Piglet first. Piglet had got up in the morning to pick himself a bunch of violets. And when he picked them and put them in a pot in the middle of his house, it suddenly came over him that nobody had ever picked a bunch of violets. The more he thought about this, the more he thought how sad it was to be an animal who'd never had a bunch of violets picked for him. Boring, stiff, Clegg. Now, just you feel this in the voice of the master, Tony Blair. But as it happened, it was Rabbit who saw Piglet first. Piglet got up early that morning to pick himself a bunch of violets. And when he picked them, put them in a pot in the middle of the table, it suddenly came over him. No one had ever picked a bunch of violets. And the more he thought about this, the more he thought how sad it was to be an animal who never had a bunch of violets picked for him. Tony. Forget the war in Iraq, just get him to read children's stories. Come back, Tony. Now, the generic Northern Union rep, all you need to know about this is they do not pause for breath. And whatever it is they're talking about, there is a deep injustice at the heart of it. As it happened, it was Robin who saw Piglet first. Piglet got up early that morning to pick himself a bunch of violets, and when he picked them and put them in a pot in the middle of his house, it suddenly came over him. No one had ever picked tea or a bunch of violets, and the more he thought about it, the more he thought how sad it was to be an animal who never had a bunch of violets picked for him. Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've been Matt Ford. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Ford! 40! Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching Good News. Good night, my friends. Good night!